big muscles do big things. So if we can warm up the hips, we warm up the foot and ankle so that everything else in between is doing what they're supposed to do. With that proper warm up, you're ensuring that you're going to use the right muscles. So by that, I mean, if our glutes are fired up, that means we're not going to put too much demand on the hamstrings and the low back, which are smaller, more stabilizing type of muscles. But if we're asking the hamstrings and the low back to do more work, yeah, I mean, because the glutes aren't fired up, then you're having these smaller muscles try to do the act of a big group or a big area like the glutes. So you're getting this kind of unwarranted recruitment of the muscles that are just there supposedly to help versus act as a prime mover. So if we warm up properly, we ensure that we're using the right muscles, which means the smaller muscles are going to do what they're supposed to do, which is traditionally just more stabilize and neutralize unwanted movement when it comes to, let's say, squats or lunges and things like that.
Right. And you had mentioned, foam rolling and using, the vibration therapy. So, now they've got the hyperized volts, and they've got, different types of equipment out there that you can use. I mean, that increases circulation, which is going to increase blood flow. And then if you do, like you just said, specific stretches on those muscles that tend to be overactive, like your calves and like your hip flexors and your chest, those are prime muscles that are commonly overactive in most individuals that live in this world. So it's usually holding that 20 to 30 seconds, like you said, will increase that range of motion to get a better outcome when you're actually going to lift weights. But you're not causing that excess stress on the joints that were already in a compromised position because it wasn't ideal in where it was positioned to start with. And so, to your point, I mean, if you are going to stretch, again, static stretching is very good for overactive muscles, and holding 20 to 30 seconds is going to be key because, I know what I see in the gym when I'm in there and I'm watching other people come in. Again, I'm doing my own thing, but I can't help but watch what others are doing. I kind of laugh to myself because I'm thinking, what did that person just do? They'll come in, they'll put their, foot on a slant board, or they'll, throw their arm against a wall and stretch their pecs, but they're like doing it for 2 seconds and then they move on and they're like, well, okay, that was my warm up. And then they go and hit the bench press because it's Monday. And, I'm like, that didn't do nothing to help you really.